It's Walter.
And Tiki.
And this is True Ghost Stories by Real
People.
That's a lot of noise.
Hey guys, we haven't been up here in a while.
Why do you keep saying that? And we just did a video.
No,
I mean, we just did a podcast.
No, we didn't. We haven't done one in a while. You better look that up. That had got deleted. Remember?
Oh, yep, because of the Wi-Fi issues. We were having Wi-Fi issues.
Problems, but now we're back.
No, she's back. I'm not back. My phone is still off.
Well, not mine. So anyway, guys, we have
a guest. I wouldn't say special. She's not Lorraine Warren or fucking she's not John Edwards or even who is it, Manhattan Long Island Medium. She's somebody we know. So she's a guest.
She's my god baby.
I guess.
And she is 13 years old.
And she don't want them people knowing her age.
To tell her own personal ghost stories that she has heard from other people.
So this is not her experience, but
she has experiences,
it's
but
her.
She don't wish to share
her experience.
She wished to tell you something that she heard from her friend.
Right.
So we'll get right into it.
Come on, she can introduce herself.
Okay. All right. Well, watch how you talk to me.
I apologize, mommy.
Go ahead.
My mother.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Miracle, and I will be telling you about a story that my friend Juliana has told me.
You're hired.
So it basically started when it happened, like on Sunday, I believe. It was like between 9 to 10 o'clock, and she was like in the kitchen or something, and out of nowhere she heard somebody say her name in her mom voice.
It was like Juliana.
In her mom voice, because Spanish. She was in Spanish, actually.
Oh.
Because she's from Puerto Rico.
See?
So, yeah, she heard somebody say her voice, and somebody said her name in her mom voice. So she was like, "Mommy, was that you saying my name?" She asked her mom, and her mom was like, "No. Come on," because they was about to go to the store. So it happened to her more than once. And she was scared because it happened to her later on that night. So the next day, she was like, "Oh, I know that's my mom playing with me." So the next day, she told her mom about it. She said, "Why are you lying?" And she was like, "Mom, I'm not lying. I'm serious. That really happened." And her stepdad was in the room, and her stepdad said, "What type of voice? Was it English or Spanish?" Basically. And she said Spanish. And the mom actually didn't believe him. But the stepdad said the same thing happened to him when he was down in Puerto Rico. So the mom was mad at the stepdad and her because she thought they were lying. They actually wasn't. So the mom left and went to go to McDonald's because they live on 4th Street. She left and went to go get McDonald's. And after that, she came back and was a pastor, a preacher, or something in her house to try to get the all of the
priest.
Yeah,
she said she's from Puerto Rico. They're mostly Catholic, not being.
Yeah, it's a priest most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, to try to get all the bad things out their house. So the mom was heated. Yes. So the mom was heated and upset because they brung a man that she doesn't know in the house. So she was mad, saying, "Y'all doing all this for nothing. Y'all know y'all lying," and stuff like that, and made Juliana and them feel like they were crazy and made them feel some type of way. So mom went upstairs while they was downstairs, still mad, and talked to them for a day. Because she said that disrespectful. That was disrespectful because she don't like being around a lot of people, especially in her house. So she was mad, and she still didn't believe him. And later on that day, the same thing happened to the stepdad. Said, she don't believe you or something like that. And he was like, "Oh," so he was thinking in his mind, so the same thing is happening to me. So I know she's not lying now.
Right.
So she told his stepmom, and his stepmom was mad at him and was about to kick him out and stuff.
What?
Saying, "Oh, y'all being weird. You trying to make my daughter believe this is true when it's not true," and stuff like that. Because her mom is very crazy. So she was like that.
Mom's a crazy one, and she sound like she thinking sane.
So she was like that because she didn't believe her and him. They're trying to, like, how they was telling her, saying that voices was just saying stuff to them in the house. She didn't believe it because nothing never happened to her in the house.
Right.
So later that day, she basically was laying in her bed with her husband, the stepdad of Juliana, and she heard somebody say, something like her name and saying, "You don't believe him now, you should." And she thought it was Juliana playing around. Because it was also in Spanish. Like, the voices was all in Spanish. And all that. So she was like, oh my God, I believe on them. So Juliana, her stepdad, Kevin, was like, oh, well, I don't believe you because I was lying about the whole situation. They was playing with her.
They're making it seem like they was, in fact, lying.
Yeah, because of what she was putting them through.
Right.
So she was mad and she was like, yeah, I believe you. And then the stepdad finally said, well, I think it's me. He didn't say basically he think it's him, but he said all this stuff happened when he was in Puerto Rico, and and the mom was basically wanted to break up with him because she thought he was bringing spirits in the house and stuff from Puerto Rico, and it's not funny. Yeah, in Puerto Rico, and it was all that, and then I think the priest or something came back because it was 2 days later when it happened to the mom. 2 days later. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it was on Tuesday. Happened to the mom at night. So Wednesday, the same person came again. And the mom wasn't mad this time because the mom really wanted to know what was going on. Mm-hmm. And they found out that it probably came from the stepdad because... Oh, I didn't tell you all this part, but the stepdad said his grandfather had passed.
Right.
So it probably was his grandfather because he did bad things to his grandfather in the past. So probably he was like, his stepdad was like, oh, his grandfather is following him around everywhere he go. Because before the stepdad was married to Juliana's mom, he was married to somebody else. And it happened to her too.
Oh, see, no, he gotta go.
So they was like, well, I don't know if they breaking up or not, but they was like, nah, I don't think that's true. So they're probably moving or something. So they should be moving soon.
Then what's gonna happen if it follows?
I have no clue. That's all Juliana have told me. So she was like, it's probably West Side and stuff like that. And I'm like, when I was living on West Side, nothing like that happened to me. Exactly. And she said, okay, that's basically it. So let me tell my other story with my friend Louis.
Tell the other one.
So this is with a different person. His name is Louis. So basically, when he was in elementary school, like he was 8 or 9, his mother had passed away, and he didn't have nobody. Nobody wanted to take him in. His dad left him. And all he had was his grandma. His grandma was dying soon. Like, she was very sick.
Oh, that's horrible.
So so before the mom had died, the twin sister, I believe she had a twin sister, had died, and they was not talking at all. No, the twins wasn't talking at all. Wow. They had something against each other over a boy or something.
And it was identical?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's stupid.
Over a boy or something, and yes, they was fighting each other and stuff like that. And actually, the twin sister hold that because over the son and started being evil to the son, hitting them. Yeah, before they died, hitting them and all that type of stuff. Like 2 years later, she died, and he was like, "Well, I saw my auntie face because he know the difference between a mom and I. Because one of them got a mole, and one of them don't. He said, I think I saw my auntie face in the closet because he was still living in the house.
Oh no!
In the closet, saying, just because I died, I don't mean nothing. Or something like that. And he was like, wow, you still hold it. Like, in his mind, he was basically saying, just because you and my mom had went through all this, why do you have to bring it back on me? Like, and how she was.
The grave, she was bringing it back on him. So she basically told him, just because I'm dead, it's not over.
Yes.
Does he still go through it?
I'm not sure. He told me that like 2 weeks ago, so probably.
That's horrible. So
basically, all that happened, and he went to go tell his grandma because his grandma was really sick, and she said, "Oh, I actually believe you," because the auntie came and spoke to the grandma and was like, "How are you, mom?" and stuff like that. So she actually believed that she was talking to him, but she didn't believe what she said to him, like saying it's not over because I'm dead. So he in the room and TV knocked down. The grandma thought that he broke the TV when it really wasn't him, and all this other stuff happening to him. And he was like, oh, I hope this is not because of what my mom did or something like that. And then as soon as he said that, and she started laughing, he said he heard a voice start laughing. And I'm like, oh, for real? Because I said, oh, for real? What kind of, like, how laugh was it? He said, it was like, ha, 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 ha. And I was like, was it in your auntie voice? She said no, it was in a grown man voice.
See, that can happen. See, sometimes when spirits die, when you die, sometimes demons that's on the other side, darker entities that live on the other side where you go when you die, sometimes they can take that form, steal your form, and come to somebody like they you. That's why you got to watch out. Like say for example, your mom or your dad was to pass away. You have to be cautious when and if you were to see them again. Like if they were to pop up and talk to you, you have to watch, because those type of entities are liars. And when I say liar, I want you to understand that most of these things have been around when, before creation even came into being, before the earth even came into being. So lies to them are not the same way that they are to us. So these motherfuckers can twist truth, so they look so much like them, talk like them, act like them, and you don't notice that it's not them until you realize, okay, why are you not moving on? Why are you not at peace? Why do you keep coming to me? And sometimes they'll come to you nice, and then they could become aggressive, and that's not your mom or your dad. Like you looking around, my mom or my dad would never do that to me. And then you go to try to get rid of them, like call a priest or a pastor, somebody like that, and they completely get brand new, and then you see that it's not who you thought it was.
Yeah, and after the voice that he heard the laughing. He said later that night he saw that black shadow.
What did the shadow look like?
He didn't tell me. He said it was a black shadow.
It was tall.
He never told me. He just said it was a black shadow.
Black shadow.
And out of that shadow, it started going up to the legs. It was shoes. And then the skin was his aunt's skin, and then it was a red dress. Last time he saw his aunt, it was in the red dress.
Oh my God.
And then her face popped up, right? And her tongue was hanging out. And she was looking at him like this, like deep in his eyes. And he just put the covers over his head.
See, I don't think it's the aunt. I don't think it's an aunt. She may have been hateful in her time, but an earthly spirit, when you go, you go. When you go, you go. I don't think it's the aunt. But thank you for your story. Thank you for telling us that. So I don't know what you guys think or make of that, but it was very intriguing. As I was saying to her, I don't think that, I don't think it's the aunt's spirit. That sounds more, demonic over anything. I think that's a very dark spirit.